eventual threats on their lives if he didn't get what he wanted. When it came time for sentencing, Judge Seabright said, quote, "You caused lost youth, all done in the pursuit of power and sex." The judge added that he did not trust Yuen at all and said that he believes that if he were to be released today, he would go out and do what he did all over again. Yuen did speak at sentencing, apologizing to his victims and their families, but both the judge and the victims agreed that his words were shallow.
Empty words. It meant nothing.
The judge thought that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad he saw fit and saw it with the same lens that we have for years. It was just a sigh of relief, you know, and kind of like finally, that feeling of just finally getting what he deserved, you know, after all these years of silence and torture. And yeah, it was a lot of happy tears and embracements of just being strong, you know, and recognizing that for us women that have gone through all of this.
When asked what's her message to others who stood by Yuen and insisted that he was a good person, Shaunaleku Ehu said those people were just as guilty as him. Now, in addition to his more than 33-year sentence, Yuen will also have to register as a sex offender and submit to searches and seizures of his electronic devices. He is also ordered to have no contact with children and pay $3,000 in restitution to one of his victims. Outside of federal court, I'm Dylan Ancheta, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Dylan. A Maui man has been sentenced to 20 years behind bars for manslaughter after killing his wife's lover. 47-year-old Seniola Kafua attacked his friend, 53-year-old Sione Paletua, with a machete in Ka'anapali last year because Paletua was having an affair with his wife. Yesterday in court, Kafua cried and apologized for killing Paletua, who leaves behind 7 children and a granddaughter.
One of the main things that we will miss about our dad is just having that sense of security. We had already lost our mom, and so just knowing that in this crazy world, we still had our dad at least.
And he's truly sorry to all of you, especially to the family.
Maybe he is a good father, but he's not a good friend, and he was not being a good person at that time.
Sentencing him to prison, Your Honor, is the only appropriate sentence in this case. It would send a message not only to the defendant, but to the people of Maui, that you don't get a pass to kill someone because your wife was cheating on you.
The State Parole Board will determine later if and when Kafua is eligible for parole. A 28-year-old man faces assault charges after he allegedly attacked a football coach in Kalihi. Now, this happened back on August 2nd during a scrimmage between St. Louis and Farrington. The suspect was taken into custody yesterday afternoon. Charges are pending. On Kauai, a Koloa smoke shop has been the target of a string of burglaries this month. Take a look. This first video from Righteous Roots on July 10th shows one suspect wearing an orange hoodie. The other is in slippers and a black and white hoodie. Then during another break-in 5 days later, the suspects are wearing a black hoodie and a white and green hoodie. A third burglary happened on July 25th. Now, any tips, call KPD at the number on your screen. Happening now, Kaiser Permanente staff are picketing outside 2 major clinics in Hawaii as part of an effort to get higher wages. Unite Here Local 5 are sign waving outside the Moana Lua Medical Center on Oahu and the Kaiser Lahaina Clinic on Maui. 1,900 local workers are up for a new contract at the end of the month. In addition to better pay, the union is also fighting to have clarifications about the use of AI and technology written into the contract. Watch out for Hawaiian Electric crews in downtown Honolulu and the Chinatown areas as they work to upgrade the underground infrastructure. Mahilani Richardson says it's part of a nearly $200 million project.
Drive on Queen Street near Alakea and you'll see Hawaiian Electric crews at work replacing underground cables. The midday downtown and Chinatown traffic now even busier because of lane closures. Hawaiian Electric says it's made significant progress on a lengthy list of service upgrades on the decades-old complex system and says its underground cable work will impact traffic and parking through the end of the year.
We're looking at replacing a lot of the underground cable that, about a significant section of it here downtown. And, that helps provide the power from point to point, connect our customers here.
HECO says lane closures will only affect 1 or 2 lanes at a time.
All the infrastructure down here within downtown is mostly underground here. So unfortunately, that will involve, inconveniencing people with some traffic impacts, some lane closures. We're going to do the best we can to minimize that.
Last year, businesses and residents suffered from back-to-back blackouts, and many businesses got $500 courtesy checks from HECO. The utility says all claims have been settled, but the president of the Chinatown Business and Community Association says the mom and pops are still suffering.
They still not recover from the lawsuit. They are scraping. That's why I said, please come and shop in Chinatown. Please come and eat here.
Through late December, lane closures and parking restrictions are expected along several downtown and Chinatown streets and Dillingham Boulevard and Nimitz Highway. There are no expected planned power outages, but residents will hear the construction work. Reporting from Chinatown, Mahealani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
A reminder that today is Statehood Day. It's a state holiday, so all city, county, and state offices are closed. On Oahu, the bus will follow the holiday schedule, and some routes will be limited. Skyline will keep its regular schedule. No street parking will be allowed in Lanikai from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. today through Sunday. Metered parking will be free except for parts of Waikiki, and traffic lanes will not be coned for contraflow today.
And happy Aloha Friday, everybody. You can see we're taking a look right now out at the USGS Kilauea Cam. Of course, you're not seeing it erupting, but we are tracking some fog out there. The lighter winds today and yesterday have actually allowed some of the fog to creep up across the rest of the island chain. So let's take a look at our fog forecast. You can see the fog is going to be moving up towards the west and towards the west and northwest as we're going into Saturday. But the breezy trades returning this weekend should allow some of the light fog. Again, this is not heavy or thick fog to move away. The trades again are going to get a little bit breezier throughout Saturday and Sunday. And it's beautiful out there today. It's a really nice Aloha Friday, a great weekend ahead of us. We've got the trades building back in as we're going into Saturday and Sunday. It's around 86 degrees, and with the trades returning, it shouldn't be as humid out there. Just taking a look at our hour-by-hour forecast going into this evening, you'll notice by the time we get to around 4 p.m. a little bit more sunshine out there compared to what we're seeing with more clouds out near the airport right now, and then getting down to around 78 to 79 degrees around midnight tonight. The winds a little bit breezy and a little bit stronger tomorrow. I'll give you the breakdown of this coming up.
Drew, ahead on This Is Now, the Made in Hawaii Festival takes over the Convention Center this weekend. Casey Lund has a preview when we come back. Plus this.
Back to school includes back to a good sleep schedule. I'm Michael George with tips to get kids and parents back on track.
It's the ultimate shop local experience with hundreds of vendors, live performances, and cooking demos. Casey Lund has a preview of this weekend's Made in Hawaii Festival.
Yeah, aloha from the Hawaii Convention Center. We have been here from the get-go. People lined up from 1:30 in the morning, and they're lining up for awesome products. 500 vendors here at the Convention Centers. Folks that might not need introduction. Lex Breezy's with us and her awesome line of clothing. And
aloha.
Aloha, good morning to you. Thank you for being with us. You've got some pretty exciting stuff to talk about as well. People know you from Mary Monarch. We're well familiar with you.
Thank you.
Something new is happening right here at the Convention Center.
We're super excited. I think my mom has been popping up, Simply Sisters has been popping up since 2014 at Made in Hawaii. So we're super excited to be back. We're super excited to see familiar faces, see everybody, our friends and family. So
what's it like kind of being around all this energy? Of course, things are just setting up here. Doors open at 10 a.m.
I'm actually nervous right now. So you know what? But I would like to say that we prep months in advance.
Of
but
course.
for us, we're still prepping. Our employees are still at our factory picking up the last rounds of our Aloha shirts. So to us, this is just go, 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 and the best energy with the best businesses. And I'm just happy to be back.
And being around these vendors that are from Hawaii, that are from the Big Island, that are from Maui, what's it like kind of being on this stage? I mean, again, you saw all the folks that were lined up out in front of the convention
It's
center.
gonna make you cry because it's such an emotional time for our small local businesses, and we prep all year long, day after day, and we don't know if anybody's going to show up, so we're just so grateful for the support.
Well, I feel like people are showing up.
Yes. And we're so grateful. So this is Hawaii, you know, so we're super excited.
Alex, thank you so much for being with us today.
Mahalo.
I know you've got a lot of stuff because we're just setting up. Come check her out here at the kind of Diamond Head side of the convention center. I want to thank you so much for being with us.
Mahalo.
Oh my gosh, mahalo for being with us. Again, doors open at 10 a.m. here at the convention center. We'll send things back into the studio for now.
Thank you, Case. Well, getting ready for the new school year starts with a good night's sleep. Michael George has some tips to get kids and parents back on track.
Nakia Hargrove's family has their back-to-school strategy all tucked in.
So the week before school starts, we push back their bedtime about 30 minutes.
Gradually recalibrating that bedtime, doctors say, is crucial after a fun-filled summer where schedules are often looser.
Summertime, the schedules are off. However, you want to get your kids back on a great sleep schedule so that they can be more productive during the school days.
The amount of sleep kids need depends on their age. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, preschoolers need up to 13 hours a day, including naps. Children aged 6 to 12 should sleep 9 to 12 hours, and teenagers benefit from 8 to 10 hours a night.
You have to remember, this is a new world, especially to young kids, and they're learning so much. And just like every other thing in your body, you have to have time for it to rest so that when it's active, it can be on it can be at the best potential.
Other important sleep tips: don't eat a heavy meal before bed, ditch those screens, and choose relaxing activities like showering and story time.
It's good to think of like a sleep runway, 60 to 90 minutes before you're hoping to fall asleep. And during that time, you're trying to take the cognitive load off of your mind, right? It would be like if you're driving, you're kind of slowly letting go of the gas pedal.
Hargrove says her twin 10-year-old daughters learn the effects of staying up too late.
They get to recognize how they feel the next day when they wake up, and if they're like groggy and they don't like how they feel, then they know, okay, I have to go to bed earlier.
Good advice for kids and parents alike. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, your first alert 7-day forecast. We're going to talk about how we're expecting breezier trades this weekend and still humid a little bit as we're going into the beginning of next week.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
All right, you made it to Aloha Friday, everybody. We've got a nice weekend of weather ahead of us. A little bit humid as we're getting into Monday of next week. We've got lighter trades today. Those are building in as we're getting into Saturday and Sunday. Also, a small south swell is actually building in tonight as we go into the weekend. Yesterday's high temperatures, take a look, 90 degrees in town. Very warm out there yesterday. And of course, the humidity out there making it feel a lot warmer. And of course, over in Hilo, around 84, 87 in Kahului. But our temperatures around right now in town around 86 degrees, seeing a few clouds out there. Kaunakakai around 84, Kahului right at 89, nearly 90 degrees. And of course, with the humidity, feels a little bit warmer. It's actually 84 over in Lihue right now, and it feels like 90 degrees. So very warm. 86 in town, feels like 89, 92 for a heat index in Kailua Kona. The humidity is going to get a little bit lighter on Saturday and going to climb back up as we're going into Sunday and Monday. You can see in our First Alert Futurecast, we're going into this evening, some clouds building up over near Hawaii Island and over on Kauai. A few windward and Malka showers possible out there over the weekend, and maybe even some of the moisture from what was a tropical cyclone out in the eastern Pacific could have gotten caught up in the trade winds. So we're going into Monday, a few showers possible for the western half of the state because of the remnants of that system. The system's also one of the reasons we're going to be seeing weaker winds on Monday. Our winds outside right now, a little bit breezy, 15 miles per hour in town, 20 miles per hour in Kahului, around 14 miles per hour in Hilo, out of the southwest in Kailua Kona. And our First Alert windcast, as we're going forward, you're going to notice we're going to go into this afternoon, or our Saturday afternoon, a little bit breezier out there, slightly weaker as we're going into Sunday, and again, slightly weaker as we're going into Monday because of the remnants of that tropical cyclone. Our swell forecast, you can see the small swell energy building in on south-facing shores. This is going to be nothing like the one that we saw over this past weekend with the high surf advisory and king tides out there. And then, of course, a lot of the energy is actually off to the east of us. Our surf and shoreline forecast as we're going into Friday afternoon. So today, south-facing shores around 2 to 4, east-facing shores a little bit choppy out there because of the breezier trades. Here's our 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Jock for sending in that background photo of over near Lihue. Absolutely beautiful out there. Again, today, Statehood Day. It's a state holiday, around 90 degrees, sunny and breezy out there. Slightly weaker winds on Monday. We're really going to see the winds getting weaker as we're going into Sunday and Monday because of the remnants of that tropical cyclone, and temperatures around 89 to 90 degrees. We really don't have any escape from the hot weather going forward, so make sure you're cooling off each afternoon.
Thank you, Drew. Still to come, powered by produce. We'll introduce you to London's vegetable orchestra and tell you where their inspiration sprouted from. good news. We're about half an hour away until Team Hawaii's opening game at the Little League World Series. The Honolulu Little Leaguers face Fairfield, Connecticut at 1 p.m. Hawaii time. The game will be televised on ESPN, and the team is raising funds to help cover those travel expenses. So look for a link at our website, hawaiinewsnow.com.
And could Spam be teaming up with Taylor Swift? Check out this cryptic social media post. Spam shared this picture of a glittery orange can with a blurred box and lock. The caption reads, "Enchanted to meet you," an iconic Taylor Swift lyric from her hit 2010 song Enchanted. Fans are speculating a collaboration after Swift announced yesterday the title of her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, set to release October 3rd. Others are predicting the return of Spam's pumpkin spice flavor, which was released for a limited time in 2019. We'll keep an eye on the feeds and bring you any updates for those Swiftie fans.
I doubt she's collabing.
No,
with
I don't
Spam.
think so either.
That's not a very organic relationship.
No. And some musicians are rethinking how music is made by playing vegetables as instruments that produce a homegrown sound.
Yeah, Tina Kraus has the story from London.
It's nearly showtime at this park in the British capital.
I'll do it gradually in case the carrot splits.
And musicians Simon and Patrick are busy fine-tuning their instruments.
I need to make it as much like a trombone mouthpiece as I can.
Hollowing their way to harmony. With every sound powered by produce. They call themselves London's Vegetable Orchestra, a surprising symphony made entirely from fruits and veggies.
We heard the noise and thought, what's that? And then realised, gosh, it's vegetables. And how clever are they?
They play a mouth-watering medley of classics and crowd pleasers.
Suddenly this guy took a carrot out and started playing.
And they're enjoying a surge in popularity this year after a viral royal performance with King Charles at Buckingham Palace.
We presented him with a carrot recorder, which we've made specially for him. And we were told, don't ask him to play it. So we said, would you like to play it? And bless him, he did. And he had a big smile on his face, took his carrot with him. And yeah, a good time was had by all.
Their inspiration sprouted from the Vegetable Orchestra in Vienna, the produce pioneers in Austria who first turned the garden into a stage. But London's ensemble isn't out to squash the competition, just to make music that's truly homegrown. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend.